Hello, everyone. You've tuned in to the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance, Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance. I'm here with a couple of guests from the Capitol Police, well, one guest from the Capitol Police section, one guest from the recruiting section of the Indiana State Police, and Tom Trial is also here behind the scenes, putting us on YouTube each and every week. So thank you to Tom for putting us out there to for all the folks to see on the YouTube site. And what we're going to be talking about today is Capitol Police section of the Indiana State Police, Officer Shane Lamars. Thank you for being here, Shane.
Thanks for having me, Rich.
I appreciate you coming in. Sergeant Roosevelt Williams, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely, thank you.
Appreciate you from the recruiting division of the Indiana State Police. First and foremost, how's your brother?
He's doing good. Everything's progressing well and healing well, so he's doing really good right now.
Good to hear that. So is he doing any kind of rehab, or how's that working?
Yep, he does therapy 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for about 3 hours a day.
Good.
So
Kind
just
of
fortunate he just able to come back to light duty, so he's doing some desk duties now.
Well, good. Kind of a background on Roosevelt brother Shane. Roosevelt's brother Ronell Williams was involved in a traffic crash. He was out doing a traffic stop here in Indianapolis area, and vehicle struck his vehicle, which in turn, I don't know if the vehicle we actually determined, was it the van that hit him, or do we know?
We don't know yet. So the crash reconstruction report is still pending, so we're not exactly sure yet.
Either something got him. Anyways, he was injured during that, and thankfully he's in good shape like you.
He's doing good. Yep,
and coming back pretty quickly. So thank goodness, and I'm glad to hear that good news.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I was glad to hear when he called and said, yeah, everything progressing and healing well. Got released to do some desk duties on Tuesdays and Thursdays on his days that he don't have therapy. So he's doing good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Well, let's talk a little bit about CPS. Shane, how long have you been with CPS?
Just over 14 years.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea it was that long. Wow.
Where's the time go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So give us a little background here, a little bit of your background personally, and then how did you become a Capitol Police officer?
Well, again, 14 years. I've worked pretty much every shift on the agency. I spent about 8.5 years on midnights. But how I applied, I was looking at a few agencies in my area, live in Hamilton County, and then reached out to CPS as well. They were hiring. And I got hired in right after State Police took over Capitol Police.
Okay.
They were under the Department of Administration, so it was about a year later. Unfortunately, I was down at Camp Atterbury. I just deployed for a year. It was right after 9/11.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. I was there on my second day, and at the time, Captain Wygan called me and said, "Hey, you're hired. When can you start?" And I said, "Sir, I'm down here." So fortunately, I did about 6 months, and then came to start working. So
14 years ago. So the lot's changed in 14 years.
A lot.
I mean, from what you guys, your roles and responsibilities then and what they are now under the State Police Administration, but what primarily are your duties day in and day out? What is responsibilities of the Capitol Police section?
Well, Rich, I will tell you, each shift is almost like its own agency, as you probably know with most agencies. But day shift, our main concern is I call it the big three. The State House and the Government Center North and South. We have thousands of visitors that come through that visit every day, to include the state employees. So our main focus is the safety and security for those individuals. So typical runs that we may get are medical runs, suspicious people. We get the packages. But we're basically there to show a force and to protect them and assist them in their needs.
And this is, and you said you also worked the midnight shift for quite a few years there. What's the difference between that and the day shift? What's your main responsibilities there on the midnight shift? Because you don't have the visitors. I mean, you have an influx of workers that come in during the day, where it grows into a small city, and then probably at night there's not a lot of people around there, right?
Correct, and there is not. But our main focus on nights was, we protect state property.
Okay.
And so our job is to go around and spot check those, get out. Maybe we turn some door handles. But, we run into the DUIs. We run into the things like that, the calls for assistance from other agencies, because we are out there. But our main job is basically state property and making sure that it's still standing there the next day.
And not to take anything away from the midnights, because you guys have on that type of shift in midnights or even the afternoon shift, you have the Indianapolis Indians down there, which is close proximity to you there, the zoo, White River Parkway, which you guys are responsible for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have a lot of visitors come in at night that are there usually during the summer evenings. I'm sure you guys are running from call to call also.
Absolutely, and with Military Park having the events, concerts at White River State Park, like you had mentioned, the Circle Lights, we do the Circle. So, I mean, there is so much that we do with special events, and to include VIP stuff. We obviously had a person that ran for office, got into office, so we worked a lot with the Secret Service and taking care of security with that as well.
And during the first of the year, you guys kind of grow there also when the legislatures come back into session, either January through March or April, depending on their session, long session or short session. It tremendously grows then, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So that's why we're kind of having Ronell in here today, or Roosevelt, not Ronell, Roosevelt in here today, is to talk about something that you guys are doing, and that's a hiring. You guys are trying to get some more Capitol Police.
We are hiring. We started hiring about the second week of October. It's going to stay open through November 12th. We're looking to hire good young men and women who's ready to fill that role as a Capitol Police officer.
So what are we looking at? What's the basic requirements that you're going to have to be a Capitol Police officer?
It's going to be similar to the state trooper side. You could be a U.S. citizen, must have a valid license. You must be at least 21, and the caveat to that one is there's no age cap on Capitol Police section. So those that's retiring from a job or military that's leaving the forces, there's an opportunity if you're 40, 45 to still join Capitol Police as well. Must have a valid license and U.S. citizen and at least be 21 years old.
So this is probably a good job also if you're in the military. Perhaps you're doing the part-time military, the reserves. This would also work out. Are you still in the reserve, Shane? Or
I just retired June 30th, did 21 years.
Okay.
I did work with recruiting section at one time when we were going to armories. I don't know if you remember that or not, but and talking to some young guys and gals that they're at the armory that were interested. So.
Absolutely.
So did you find out that this worked well with your military career?
Absolutely. Being a paramilitary organization as well, rank structure, things like that, you blend in very well, and at times even excel because a lot of people aren't experienced to that type of environment, and you kind of fit in and blend well.
So if you're talks a little bit about the academy. How was that? What did that entail? Where did you go when you were accepted into state police? Well, let's back up here a little bit. What you apply online now?
Correct. You apply online,
and everything is online.
Correct.
So what is the process? So once you get your application in, what are you expected to happen then?
So you do your written test, your oral interview, your polygraph, background, and your psych evaluation.
So this is all going to be notified online once you apply. All that's going to come and tell.
So once you successfully pass each selection process, you'll get a notification to move on to the next phase.
And will this all start out, Roosevelt, after November 12th? So you're going to accept applications till then, and then you'll start notifying people.
Right. We'll start making notifications for each phases, and then the academy is slated to start February. The exact date is February 19th when the academy starts. So
tell us a little bit about the academy when you went there.
Sure. When I was there, it was Monday through Friday. I think it's slightly changed now to where you're off on maybe Fridays and the weekend because at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, you have agencies from all over the state. So you have people driving from way up north or way down south. But while you're there, you're living there. You're in a room with two other people, I believe, and you're hitting all the key points: the firearms, the driving, criminal law, those type things, and you have drill instructors. They're there. They do some instruction, but they're there more to kind of keep you together as a group and get you to where you're supposed to be on time and things like that. So,
how long is the academy now?
9 weeks, maybe now.
The academy will run February 19th to June 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that once you're out of the academy, successfully past the academy, then you're started right there at the Capitol Police section?
Correct. And you'll go to a field training program.
Okay.
With the
Talk a
Capitol
little bit
Police.
about the field training program. How does that work out?
As an FTO,
Are you an FTO
Yeah,
now?
yeah, Roger. Yeah. So when they come in,
Hear that, military. Roger. Sorry to hear that come out. Yeah.
so when I get them, they'll rotate through other shifts, but it's usually about 6 to 8 weeks, and you're with an officer. You're learning your geographics, kind of how we do things as SOPs, because at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, it's a very broad, in general sense. State police has
You have a
certain
lot of
ways
city officers, county officers,
Absolutely.
other officers there.
Right.
So we want to teach you the Capitol Police way of doing that.
Absolutely. And so you're going through all those. There's a big, thick book checklist that you have to do and or be shown, and also you have to do. But it's a good process. We have great mentors. We got great FTOs and guys that have good experience. So when they're coming in, they're welcome with open arms. They're expected to do some things, but it's kind of a learning curve for some. But it's definitely not a problem getting everybody pushed through.
Well, it sounds like an exciting career and a good career for a lot of people, either wanting to start their career, or maybe they've been through the military or had another law enforcement career and they're wanting to prolong that and keep that going. Probably the best part about this, I think, is the most exciting is the pay. It's come up, right?
Absolutely. They also received a pay increase last July 1st, and will receive another one July 1st of 2018.
So what is the starting salary? Do you have that?
I do. The starting salary for this upcoming class will be $39,292.
And you're in a pay matrix also, so every year you're going to be experiencing a raise, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And then what's the top pay on that? Do you have that?
So with the current pay matrix, the top year is $47,000, and come next July, the top pay will be $53,000.
And that's a 10-year matrix.
Correct.
Yep. Good. Well, talk a little bit also about some specialty things you have over there also.
Okay.
You have a detective division. You have a bicycle patrol also?
Correct. So, that we have 2 detectives. We have the EOD bomb team, which, I wouldn't say a team, but our working dogs. We have 3 of those right now. Yes, I'm on the bike team with the bicycle. Make sure we're correct on that. The state police utilizes us throughout the state a little bit. We work the state fair, the 500, those type events, any concerts. So they use us when they need us, and then even around the campus, they're very good for crowd control. We have a lot of protests and events like that, rallies, so they use us for that. But you have to be on the agency, I believe, 1 year before you can get into a specialty team. But then there's the FTO program. We have guys that went to instructor development, so you become instructor as well.
So how many do you have on the bicycle patrol now?
I wish you wouldn't ask me that. I don't know.
I didn't ask you that before. I didn't know.
But we actually just had a school, which is the IPIMBA school. It's a week long. Typically, it's put on out at Butler University.
Okay.
It's a national certification, so you do get that. We just had a group go through, and I don't know how many went through that.
Well, that's good to know, though, that you could excel in something. And instructor, you have the sergeants also that are in charge all over there that you can excel to and put in for promotions up to the rank there if you want to. What is a good website if they want to go to apply here?
They just go to our website at www.in.gov/ISP, and if you go to career opportunity, you can see Capitol Police section.
And you're accepting applications through Sunday, November the 12th, 11:59 p.m., I'm assuming.
11:59 Eastern Standard Time, correct.
Okay. And if you go to that site, there's also the application, and it tells all about the Indiana State Police Capitol Police section, what it is, how it entails, and what you are the basic requirements that's needed for this to get in there. What would be one last thing that you would tell people if you were to talk about the Capitol Police section and why they should become a part of the Capitol Police section?
Rich, I'd say it's a great opportunity. We are a very unique law enforcement agency. We're almost like a Homeland Security agency, and if you come, you're going to do the traffic stops, you're going to do those type of things, but you come home with a sense of pride. You're doing a lot of security or safety and security for all those people, the dignitaries, the representatives, and senators. So it's a great accomplishment to have every day.
Good. Well, Roosevelt, thank you for being in here. Appreciate your time
Rich.
today. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Shane, thank you for coming in. We appreciate your time, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Roadshow is out. We'll talk to you next week.